Welcome to Simple English Speak. The girl who found herself. Helia was a 12-year-old girl. A girl who was always quiet, always sitting in a corner of the classroom, trying to stay away from sharp glances and hidden giggles of her classmates. Was intelligent, but not in the way that earned perfect scores on tests. Her mind worked differently. She saw the world in a unique way, asking questions that others wouldn't even think about. But this very difference made others see her as strange. The kids seized every opportunity to mock her. They would whisper her name in the hallways and laugh, or when she spoke, hushed murmurs would fill the air. Sometimes, they cruelly asked, "Why are you so weird? Why aren't you like us?" At first, she tried to change. She tried to dress like them, talk like them, but the more she tried, the more she felt like she was losing herself. Her confidence faded, her gaze was always downcast, as if she no longer believed in herself. But one day, while sitting alone at home and looking at her reflection in the mirror, she asked herself for the first time, "Why should I be like everyone else? Why should I change myself just to be accepted?" That night, for the first time, she decided she didn't need anyone's approval. She decided to be herself, with all her imperfections and beauty. The next day, when the kids mocked her again, she no longer lowered her head. She simply looked at them, saying nothing. The calmness in her face confused them. Why wasn't she upset? Why wasn't she giving in? Days passed. She learned to listen to her inner voice, and instead of fearing loneliness, she embraced it. She realized she preferred being alone but true to herself rather than being surrounded by people who forced her to wear a mask. She was no longer searching for fake friends. Instead, she was searching for the peace that only her true self could bring. Slowly, the kids realized they could no longer hurt her. She was no longer that scared little girl. She was now someone who could proudly say, "I am myself. I am not perfect, but that is what makes me beautiful." And that was her greatest victory. Words related to emotions and personality. Quiet. Quiet. Definition: someone who does not talk much or makes little noise. Example: she is a quiet girl who prefers reading books rather than talking. Intelligent. Intelligent. Definition: someone who learns quickly and understands complex ideas. Example: Albert Einstein was a very intelligent scientist. Different. Different. Definition: not the same as others. Unique in some way. Example: her way of thinking is different from others. Strange. Strange. Definition: something unusual or unexpected. Example: that movie had a strange ending. Mock. Mock. Definition: to make fun of someone in a cruel or mean way. Example: the students mocked her because of her accent. Confidence. Confidence. Definition: the belief in one's abilities and not being afraid to do something. Example: she spoke with confidence during the presentation. Loneliness. Loneliness. Definition: the feeling of being alone or disconnected from others. Example: he felt a deep sense of loneliness after moving to a new city. Approval. Approval. Definition: acceptance or support from others. Example: she doesn't need anyone's approval to be herself. Fear. Fear. Definition: an unpleasant emotion caused by danger or worry. Example: she overcame her fear of public speaking. Embrace. Embrace. Definition: to accept something fully without hesitation. Example: he embraced his uniqueness and stopped worrying about others' opinions. Words related to school and classmates. Classroom. Classroom. Definition: a room in a school where students learn. Example: the students entered the classroom and sat down. Corner. Corner. Definition: the place where two walls or lines meet. Example: she was sitting in the corner of the room. Classmates. Classmates. Definition: students who study in the same class. Example: my classmates are very friendly. Whisper. Whisper. Definition: to speak very softly so that others can barely hear. Example: she whispered something in my ear. Glance. Glance. Definition: a quick or brief look. Example: he took a quick glance at his watch. Hallway. Hallway. Definition: a narrow space inside a building that connects rooms. Example: the students walk down the hallway to their next class. Words related to change and growth. Change. Change. Definition: to become different from before. Example: she decided to change her attitude. Lose oneself. Lose oneself. Definition: to forget or abandon one's true self. Example: she tried so hard to fit in that she lost herself. Realize. Realize. Definition: to understand something or become aware of it. Example: she realized that she didn't need anyone's approval. Decide. Decide. Definition: to make a firm choice or conclusion. Example: she decided to be herself no matter what. Victory. Victory. Definition: success achieved after effort or struggle. Example: her greatest victory was accepting herself.